Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to fight fans and sports fans from across the world. I hope you're all well. I just wanted to give you a quick update of what's happening in the current heavyweight division. I'm going to be traveling over to New York on June the 1st. I'm going to be defending my heavyweight championship titles at MSG, aka Madison Square Gardens, against a fighter named Jarrell Miller, aka Big Baby Miller. It's going to be live on DAZN. It's going to be live on Sky Sports. You know the current state of the heavyweight division right now is full of boxing politics. But you know how it goes. I just got to roll with the punches. You know, I would have loved to fight at Wembley Stadium and brought you guys the undisputed championship of the world. But I'm looking forward to the new challenges. 2019, asked for new challenges, and this is one of them that's presented itself. So if you want more information, head over to my YouTube channel as well. I've done a longer video. And yeah, my feet are firmly on the ground. I'm not looking too far ahead. I'm looking forward to the challenge. New York, we're coming for that W. Peace.
Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. As you can see, Anthony Joshua just announced his fight, his upcoming fight with Jarrell Big Baby Miller, which is going to be on June 1st at Madison Square Garden. Joshua will be defending his belts against Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller is 23-0 with 1 draw, 20 knockouts. To be perfectly honest, he has not fought the best competition out there. Just glancing at his record, and I've watched maybe his last 4 or 5 fights. Most notably, I remember the Jarrell Washington fight. I don't remember the Fred Cassie fight. I should probably go back and watch that shit, because Cassie's a solid opponent. What was that? Did that shit end in a draw? Anyway, the Jarrell Washington fight, I remember that shit because he was beating the living shit out of Jarrell Washington. And then the Walk and Duhaupas. Adamek, there was one of these fights where he was getting outboxed. Can't remember which fight it was. Was it Adamek? No, it wasn't Adamek, because he probably retired Adamek that night. Maybe it was Duhaupas. I don't recall. I'm going to go back and watch some of Jarrell Miller's fights. I think Jarrell Miller is an entertaining guy. You know, in terms of his work rate outside the ring, I think that, you know, he stands to be able to sell the fight. He's not a huge name over here, to be honest. I believe he's from the New York area. Yeah, he's from Brooklyn. So Jarrell Miller's from Brooklyn, you know, Madison Square Garden, New York. So, you know, though he's not a big name, I think that they could get away with hyping this fight up. Not on the level that maybe a Wilder Joshua fight would have been, but this could potentially be a decent build up to this fight. Now, in terms of the fight selling out and how well it's going to do, I don't think this fight's going to do that well. I know this is Anthony Joshua's, this is going to be his first fight in the United States. And it's about time you come over here to get your feet wet and shit. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be against Wilder, it'll be against fucking Miller. But I ain't going to hate on Jarrell Miller, you know, because he just hit the lottery. I just hope that he's focused for this fight and can back up what he's been saying outside the ring. You know, in terms of his body of work, I don't really have as much confidence as he may have in himself in winning this fight. You know, my thing is the weight, man. Like, dude be coming in like 300 pounds. But, you know, for a fight of this caliber, I don't know if he's planning on dropping weight. I mean, I've seen him come in the ring that big, but pause, that big and shit, but he's very effective. At lighter weights, like if I recall, there was a fight where he came in, he was like 250, and he was getting outboxed. That might have been against Duhaupas. No, not Duhaupas. Yeah, I don't remember, man. I got to go back and watch this shit. But Jarrell Miller, shout out to him for getting the payday. It looks like you're making more money than Deontay Wilder now, which is crazy, you know. It's good that you're not too prideful to take the fight with Joshua. But on the flip side, if I'm gonna say something about Anthony Joshua, you wanted to stay in the UK, right? You wanted to fight Wilder in the UK as opposed to the United States. But what I don't understand is why you coming over to the United States to fight Jarrell Miller. From a marketing standpoint, I guess, you know, if they're trying to build this dude as an international superstar. He had to come to the United States anyway, right? But kind of late coming to the U.S. It seems like all of his options exhausted over in the UK. I mean, I was expecting him to fight Dillian White. I would have liked to see him fight Luis Ortiz. They could have fought Luis Ortiz, could have paid him some pennies, because, you know, he's used to getting paid scraps, and, you know, beat Luis Ortiz. That would have been a better fight for me, because I'd like to see how he fare against Luis Ortiz, because Deontay Wilder knocked him out. So I like those matchups where you got a guy who's fought an opponent, maybe went 12 rounds, and then his rival faces him and knocks him out. That gets people excited and shit, you know what I mean? So that's why we want to see that Brazil-Wilder fight, because we want to see what Wilder's going to do to Dominic Brazil. Is he going to beat him in the same fashion that Anthony Joshua did? That's what we want to know, you know? But, you know, again, that's another story, because Dominic Brazil's fighting Dillian White next, or at least it was ordered by the WBC for the interim title. So, you know, there'll be a purse bid, yada, yada, yada. We'll see if that fight materializes. Hopefully it does, because it's a good fight. Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Miller. Again, I worry about Jarrell Miller's conditioning. You know, I think he's a pretty durable fighter. I've seen him walk through an onslaught of punches in the ring. But my thing is, he hasn't fought that next tier, that next level of competition. So we don't know how Jarrell Miller is going to react when he gets hit by Anthony Joshua, you know, a prime heavyweight. You know, a guy like him, or Wilder, or who else? You know, even a Tyson. He has not fought fighters on that level. You know, I'm looking at his resume. You know, we know Duhaupas. You know, we know we know Washington. We know Cassie. You know, these are, you could say the heavyweight division is full of fucking C-level fighters. I got to go back and watch this Fred Cassie fight. Y'all, is that a good fight to check out? I'm going to check that shit out. But he beat the living shit out of Jarrell. He beat Jarrell Washington in better fashion than Deontay Wilder, because I recall Deontay Wilder was getting his ass outboxed until he windmilled him out of there, because it wasn't a real knockout. He was just swinging his arms and shit. But Duhaupas, Adamek, I don't remember the Dinu fight. That was a knockout. Was that a first or second round knockout? What was that? Mulvane in Kansas? The fuck you having cars in Kansas City for? I ain't see the card in Chicago. Actually, I did. That was like a two-round fight. I don't recall. Anyway, it goes to show you I need to go back and watch some of these Jarrell Miller fights, because I don't know if he knows what he's getting himself into. But this is what I want to see. I want to see the Anthony Joshua that fought what's that big stupid motherfucker's name? I just said his fucking name. Timeout. Hold up. I want to see the Anthony Joshua that fought Dominic Brazil, the one that G-checked the shit out of Dominic Brazil and beat his ass. That's the Anthony Joshua I want to see. I don't want to see the motherfucker look vulnerable as shit when he was fighting Povetkin. The Anthony Joshua that couldn't put Joseph Parker away. The Anthony Joshua that was getting pieced up by Carlos Takam. So he's damn near, Anthony Joshua's damn near ready or in line for an L soon. So I just might ride with Jarrell Miller on this one. I don't know yet. I'm going to go back and watch some of the tapes, and then I'm going to come back and make an informed decision. But I'm just letting y'all know what it is. Anthony Joshua fighting Jarrell Miller because he stepped up, took the money, and we'll be fighting him next. June 1st, not that far away. So we got time. We got time to look at some tape. But again, I got to look at some tape of Jarrell Miller, man. I like Jarrell Miller. He's entertaining, you know. If he can get in Anthony Joshua's head, he might be able to do something in the ring. You feel me? Hitman Boxing, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this fight. Let me know what you think about the WBC picture, though. Dillian White versus Dominic Brazil. I think that's a good fight. We got some good fights coming up in the heavyweight division. Wilder Fury Part 2. It hasn't been signed yet, but that's just coming next. Good fights coming up, man. But, you know, honestly, all this shit needs to result in Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fighting at the end of the year. I'm tired of waiting. Tired of people making excuses and all the politics and people feeling like they deserve more money than what they're really worth. All right? And you know what I'm talking about. Hitman Boxing. Shout out to Jarrell Miller for stepping up, winning the lottery, and taking on this test. Hopefully we see the best version of him. I'm going to go back and watch some of his tape, see what's good with him. Hitman Boxing, I'm out.